הרב מניס פרידמן, הרב הכי נצפה באינטרנט, הרב מאניס. אז אנחנו כאן הצפנו נושא. הרב מאניס ידבר בשפה האנגלית, אבל אתם תוכלו לראות מיד את מה שהוא אומר בכתוביות, בתרגום סימולטני. הגיע אלינו מניו יורק, ואנחנו רוצים לפתוח עם הרב מאניס פרידמן, ואנחנו רוצים שתדבר איתנו על הפערים האלה שנפערים. האם יש עניין לסגור אותם, או שאנחנו צריכים להתמודד איתם באופן אחר? We're talking about the gaps between someone who חוזר בתשובה and his parents and his children and sometimes a husband and wife that, you know, they're not exactly in the same קצב, in the same... הוא מבין עברית, הוא מנסה להתעלל בי, אבל בסדר. הרב פרידמן, בבקשה.
We all know that there are 4 sons by the Seder Pesach. But the Rebbe told us that there's also a 5th son, but he doesn't come to the Seder. He doesn't want to participate, he doesn't want to be part. And that this son needs more attention and deserves more attention than the other 4. Because he's asking the most basic question. Why should I come? Why are we doing this? What does it mean? And this is a question that we should all ask ourselves every year when we sit down to the Seder. Why are we doing this? What is the meaning of this? But we forget. We get used to it. This is what you have to do. This is what you do, and there's no more questions. The 5th son says, I'm not coming unless you can tell me what we're doing and why we're doing it. I'm not coming. So he actually is really important to keeping the life of Torah, of Yahadut, alive. Because if we don't ask those questions, then it becomes lifeless. The point of it is that the 5th son who does not come to the Seder adds a lot. He's not just somebody who needs to be taught. We have to learn from him too. So I'll tell you a very quick story. The first year of the Corona, when Pesach came, there was a Jew in Manhattan who was all alone. His wife passed away. He doesn't have any children. And then he was told that he can't leave his apartment. It was a lockdown. So he's all alone in his apartment in Manhattan. He didn't know when Pesach was. He didn't really care. He's not actively practicing. But somehow, maybe on the internet, he found out the night of Pesach, the night of the first Seder, he found out that it's Pesach. So he went into the kitchen and he looked through the cabinets and he found rice cakes. So he took 3 rice cakes and he took a bottle of wine and he found an old Haggadah from his grandmother and he sat down to make a Seder. He called me after Yom Tov And he told me what he did. He said, I didn't expect it to be meaningful. I don't know what I'm doing. I never made a seder. But that's what I did. And I was very surprised that while I was doing it, it felt real. I felt like somebody was listening. Which is amazing, amazing. Every father, when you ask the 4 questions, every father from heaven comes to hear the question. And he felt it. So I was so excited that I called some of my very religious friends. I told them the story. And they said, that's terrible. What, was he making a joke of the Seder? He didn't fulfill any mitzvahs. Rice cakes are not matzah, even if you're a Sephardi. And the wine probably wasn't kosher. And the way he made the seder probably wasn't even right. It was a chutzpah of him to do that. Yiddishkeit is not a joke. Okay. I told some of my secular friends the story, and they laughed. They said, why? Why did he even bother? He's not religious. He forgot that it's Pesach. So skip it. Next year, if you remember and you want and you buy a matzah, okay, it's nice. But like this, it wasn't necessary. But I know that if I ask the Baal Shem Tov, or if I ask the Rebbe, what do you think of this man's Seder? He is a 5th son. He never came to a Seder. What do you think of what he did? I'm sure the Baal Shem Tov and the Rebbe would say that of all the Siddurim that night in all of New York, maybe all of the world, this man's Seder made God cry. So the women agree. That's the 5th son who comes to bring fresh life to all the mitzvot, to all of us. So you have to remember, becoming observant doesn't mean that you're the student only, you're also a little bit of a teacher. And you have to share what you know, you have to share what you have. That way, you don't get isolated. You're the religious one, your family is not, your children don't want. That's only if you're keeping it private. It's your project. Okay, so nobody wants to be part of your project. But if you're also a teacher, and you feel like you have something to offer, then you're including other people, and you won't feel isolated.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, back